Attention passionate Cleveland, BROWNS. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Cleveland Browns' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Cleveland Browns fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Cleveland, BROWNS. Let's get to the news. The Cleveland Browns are in a pretty interesting position heading into the offseason, and there's a lot of buzz about what the front office might do in the upcoming draft. Right now, the team's been kind of a mixed bag this season. They've shown flashes of brilliance, especially on defense, but offensively, it's been a bit of a roller coaster. The spotlight right now is on the wide receiver position, particularly on Jeudy, who Cleveland brought in to be their top playmaker. The Browns gave Jeudy a couple of seasons to really establish himself as a true WR1 in this league. When he arrived, expectations were high. Cleveland's offense has been looking for a reliable, consistent threat on the outside, and Jeudy's supposed to be that guy. But if we're being honest, he's yet to fully seize that opportunity. The team hasn't done him many favors either, with some questionable personnel around him, but still, Jeudy has struggled to find his rhythm, to make the kind of plays that make a difference game after game. And that's where the draft conversation heats up. The Browns currently hold the 6th overall pick with just one game remaining in the season. Now, most mock drafts are pointing towards Cleveland using this pick to target a wide receiver, specifically Carnell Tate from Ohio State. That's a name that's been gaining steam among draft analysts as a potential immediate impact player. Ryan Wilson from CBS Sports recently highlighted Tate as a player who could make a real difference from day one. Wilson describes Tate as a long-striding receiver with a big catch radius, someone who's reliable with his hands and can make contested catches downfield look almost effortless. He's quick, agile, and has the ability to create separation at the top of his routes. Plus, once he has the ball in his hands, he's not easy to bring down. His route running, ball tracking, and ability to operate in space make him a legit first-round talent, exactly the kind of receiver Cleveland needs to help support Shedeur Sanders, who's been developing nicely as Cleveland's potential franchise quarterback. Speaking of Sanders, the Browns' QB situation has been a bit of a mixed bag this year. Shedeur has shown promising growth, especially in his last few games, and that's giving the Browns' front office hope. The team is likely to explore the quarterback market, but if they miss out on the top 2 prospects in the 2026 class, Fernando Mendoza from Indiana and Dante Moore from Oregon, they might decide to wait until 2027 when the class is expected to be even more loaded. For now, building around Sanders with a talented receiver like Tate makes a lot of sense. It's about putting him in the best position to succeed, especially if Cleveland is planning a serious push next season. And it's not just about Tate. There's also Jordan Tyson from Arizona State, another receiver who's been generating buzz. Some mock drafts are even suggesting the Browns could trade up into the top 2 picks to snag a quarterback, possibly by packaging their second first-round pick in 2026 with other assets, like their pick from the Jacksonville Jaguars, to move up and secure their future under center. But there's a little wrinkle in the plan. According to recent projections from PFF, Tyson is ranked just a spot ahead of Tate as the 6th and 7th best wide receivers in this draft class. Tyson, a redshirt junior from Arizona State, has earned impressive grades in back-to-back seasons, and his skill set makes him a very intriguing option for Cleveland. PFF analysts see him as someone who could develop into a true number 1 receiver in the NFL, thanks to his well-rounded game and consistency. So, if the Browns decide not to trade up and instead focus on adding a top receiver to support Sanders and Jeudy, either Tyson or Tate could very well be available at their pick. And with Cleveland's current record, 4-12, they're locked into a top 7 selection, making it highly likely they'll be able to pick one of these game-changing wideouts without having to move up. Now, let's talk about what this all means for Cleveland's future. The team has been in a bit of a rebuild mode, trying to balance the development of their young quarterback and filling key positions with the right talent. The wide receiver position has been a bit of a concern for a while now, especially with the inconsistency at the outside spot. Bringing in a player like Tate or Tyson could be the missing piece in Cleveland's offensive puzzle. These guys are young, talented, and have the potential to grow into the kinds of playmakers that make a quarterback's life so much easier. They'd be perfect complements to Jeudy if Cleveland decides to hold on to him as well, creating a dynamic receiving core that defenses will have a hard time matching up against. What's also interesting is the potential for Cleveland to make a move in the draft that could shake up the entire division. If they go all in on building a strong, young offense, it could accelerate their timeline for competing at the highest level. The AFC North is a tough division, filled with talented teams that have been vying for supremacy for years. The Bengals, Ravens, and Steelers are all strong, but Cleveland's front office is clearly eyeing the long game. They want to be a contender, not just next year, but for the foreseeable future. And bolstering the receiver room with a top-tier talent like Tate or Tyson would be a huge step in that direction. Of course, all of this is speculation for now, but the buzz is real. The Browns are sitting on a valuable asset in that sixth pick, and the draft experts are already imagining how they could use it to their advantage. Whether it's adding that next explosive receiver to help Sanders or trying to move up for a quarterback, Cleveland is preparing for a busy offseason. The team has shown that they're not afraid to make bold moves to improve, and this draft could be one of the most important in recent memory for the franchise. The fans are fired up, and rightfully so, because the future looks bright if they hit on the right picks. Looking back at this season, it's clear that Cleveland has the talent and the potential to make a leap next year, but they need to get the pieces right. Building around Sanders with a dependable, dynamic receiver could unlock a whole new level of offensive firepower. And with Jeudy still on the roster, there's an intriguing possibility that he could find his footing again with the right supporting cast. But if not, the Browns have a clear plan: target the best wide receiver available, someone like Tate or Tyson, and develop that chemistry for the long haul. It's all about making smart, strategic moves now to set the foundation for sustained success. The draft is just around the corner, and Cleveland fans are eagerly waiting to see what the front office will do. Will they trade up? Will they stick and pick the best receiver available? Whatever the case, one thing is for sure: the Browns are positioning themselves to be a serious contender next season and beyond. The AFC North is a fierce division, but Cleveland's ambitions are higher than ever. They're looking to take that next step, and adding a top-tier receiver could be the key to unlocking that playoff push and maybe, just maybe, another shot at a Super Bowl run. The excitement is building, and Browns fans should be ready for a very interesting offseason full of potential moves that could shape the future of this team for years to come. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Cleveland Browns news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Cleveland Browns fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential draft strategy? Do you think Cleveland should focus on drafting a receiver like Tate or Tyson to support Sanders? Or do you believe they should prioritize trading up for a quarterback? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Browns. Remember, I'll be back soon with even more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Cleveland Browns news. The future is bright, and Browns Nation is more fired up than ever. Let's keep that passion alive and keep pushing forward. Cleveland is on the rise, and this draft could be the turning point that propels us all the way back to the top of the AFC.